regards to film and, TV and all that stuff, did you end up going to school for any of that stuff?
I went to school for 1 semester,
Yeah.
and I went to the Art Institute of Miami.
Okay.
And I don't know how I knew, but when I was a kid and I signed that student loan, it was a private education loan. It was so much money for 1 semester that I just did the math. And I was like, if I did a degree here, I'd owe like $200,000. So I did 1 semester, and I told the guys, I was like, I can't do that. So they hired me, actually. So I got to work in like the cage and like, checking out the film gear, checking it back in, helping with audio, video stuff in the classes. And they actually paid me. So it was one of my first jobs. And I did that for a little while. And then I met people in Miami to go on set. And it's a super small community down there, but I learned a lot. And then, one-way ticket to Los Angeles and started from the bottom there.
Were you always screenwriting? Like when you first got to LA over here, like what were some of the first things you were doing?
Yeah.
Did it involve? Yeah.
I mean, even in Florida, I was writing. I didn't.
Oh, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, so I was in a rock band actually first until I was 25. So it was like a Fall Out Boy kind of thing.
No way. Right? What'd you do?
I was the lead singer. It was a lot of fun.
I need to hear some records.
Yeah, well, it ended in 2007. I do have records, obviously, but it was called New Grenades, and it was a lot of fun, and it was out of Miami. But when that ended, during that time when I was in the band, I was a writer, and I actually made a couple little short films that were just the worst movies ever made in the history of someone trying to make movies. But it still got my, interest going. And then when the band failed, that's when I dove into film full time because I'm just no good at anything else. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad you're doing something that you're good at.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm glad that I'm also sitting here with the rock star.
A wannabe rock star.
Now, wait. So you got to LA in 2007. What was it like here then? Like
I got here in 2008. Yeah, that was right after the first writer's strike that lasted 100 days. Wow. So I was non-union. I didn't know anything, and to be completely honest, I had $500 to my name.
I've been there.
So I could go back to Florida and live with my mom and all that stuff, but I was like 25 years old.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I got $500. I can buy a plane ticket. And then, so I lived at like this communal living where you rent per week, like a bunk bed in a room. There was like 8 guys in this little house in North Hollywood. Yeah. And I bought a bike from Craigslist, and I rode around to anybody that looked like they did film in Burbank. And I walked in a million places. They're all like, whatever. But one place gave me a shot. It was a lighting rental house, Michael McDonald. And through him, he taught me lighting. And then I was introduced to gaffers, which are like the biggest lighting position in a movie. Yeah. Which they have a union. It's called Local 728 under IATSE. Which is all sister and brother guilds of WGA and SAG. Yes. So it's for laborers.
What's IATSE stand for?
It's International Alliance of Television and Movie Employees, I think.
Okay, yeah.
So I got into that, and I started making $500, $700 a day. And I was working, and this was 2 years of grinding, and then I started working on big movies. It's such a weird job. I would work on Glee for 2 days, and then the next day I'd be on a different Ryan Murphy show, and then I'd go do 2 days on some other movie. So that's how I got into the union, and then learned from real filmmakers.
Who are some of the clients like you worked with throughout that experience, like on the IATSE?
Yeah.
As a gaffer.
Well, so some of the bigger movies, like I did Ted 2. And I was
cool.
Yeah, I was under Corey Garriak, who is Wally Pfister's chief lighting technician. Wally Pfister is Christopher Nolan's guy. Was all the way up until I believe. Well, he started directing. He did a movie called Transcendence with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
It didn't do too well, but so that's one of the big guys I learned under. Jeff Morrell. Oh my God, amazing guy, an amazing lighting guy. I did. Captain America Civil War with him.
Wow.
Yeah, so big movies and big TV shows. All of Californication under Frank Giacobellis.
Oh, wow.
Mike Weaver.
Yeah. So you've been on sets with everyone. That's great.
It
That's
did.
cool.
I got so lucky
Yeah.
with that.
That's yeah, it's great.